Masama lang talaga yung mga taong yun.
Yeah.
Joke lang guys. Hello everybody and welcome back to Conversations with RD Abelio for part 2 with Coach Sid Kabatingan. We are going to study this time about movement. Kung meron kayong notebook, kung meron kayong journal, kung meron kayong ballpen or pen, or if you have a tablet or a laptop in front of you, ibuksan nyo na, take down notes because this is going to be another fun time of learning. Because we know as a background or to provide a little bit of context, in the last maybe 3 years, no, during the pandemic, kasi we were all locked up. We worked, studied, ate, slept, we were all at home. Everybody. Kaya nga minsan nagkakaroon na ng anxiety sa magkamag-anak because you see each other 24/7. And studies show after the pandemic, there were so much problems with lower back, yung mga ganon, because compression ng spine, because we're all seated every time. Almost 24/7 we are all seated. So now that the economy is open, now that the pandemic is done, we're done with the pandemic. We see now that there are more challenges that we're facing now than prior to the pandemic. When I say challenges, it's more physical challenges, and in relation to fitness, diba? As a coach, I know that you're a nutrition coach, but I'm sure your clients have also asked you about exercise, wellness, fitness. Because for those of you that don't know, Sid is also a triathlete. He runs, bikes, swims, and then very recently he competed in an invitational, the CrossFit Invitational, which his team landed second together with my daughter. And
Fourth.
yeah, fourth. Sorry, fourth. Sorry. Second in my eyes. Whoa! By bias. So they landed fourth pala. Sorry. So edit that out na lang. So they placed. Nag-place sila sa CrossFit. And when I was there, I was watching. It's amazing what they're able to do. The station, what do you call that? That kind of bike that you...
Assault bike.
Assault bike. Normally, participants would sit on it. Siya nakatayo. Yung assault bike, yung pag-assault bike niya, grabe, nakatayo. Parang lang siyang tumatakbo. And that has a direct relationship or direct relation to how we perform and our total wellness. Kasi nga, as we said in our previous episode, for fitness, you take a look at 3 numbers, 70%, 20%, and 10%. So last time we talked about the 70%, which is nutrition, and a little bit about the 10%, which is sleep. Today, we're going to be talking about the 20%, which is now movement, exercise, going to the gym, walking, etc., etc. So, tell me, Sid, and welcome back, by the way.
Hi everyone.
He's back.
I'm back.
And so, tell us about some of the challenges, maybe that your coaches have told you about with regards to physical fitness. Oh.
Well, one is they always say they have no time. I think that's number one reason is they don't have the time.
Yes.
Two is sometimes they're shy or they don't like being seen by people working out.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there's also like that.
Okay.
And then three, I guess, is their work setup now. The fact that they're just working from home,
Yes.
and the bed is literally right behind them when working, and that has an effect when
Right.
it comes to moving their butt
Right.
to work,
Right.
to work out.
Yeah. It's interesting that you mentioned that some people feel shy about going to the gym or being seen going to the gym. For me, kasi when I see people, most especially on the heavy side, right? And they're walking, they're yung slow running, brisk walking, or sometimes even playing whatever sport, badminton, or even going to the gym. For me, round of applause yun. Kasi they understand the importance of
moving. Right.
and understand the importance of health, di ba?
Mhm.
And for me, that's they shouldn't be shy about something like that. No? I guess it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Di ba? It's a mindset na, I'm, nakakaya makikita ako sa
Yeah.
gym and all that stuff.
And I guess self-confidence. The fact that, for example, they're not the type of people naman who works out. So
Yes.
maybe those are the type of people who've also gained weight.
Yeah.
So because of gaining weight, it
Yeah.
also affected their confidence.
Right.
So
Right.
now they're afraid to just go out there
Yeah.
and work out.
Yes. Yes. So before working out, for example, let's say I'm committed. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm gonna enroll in a gym to exercise, to work out. I get a personal trainer. Let's tie it into nutrition.
Yes.
Is it correct that whatever you ate, the meal before you worked out is the meal that you're burning, or is it the meal before? Kunwari, I go to the gym ng after office, right? So am I burning my merienda, or am I burning my lunch, or am I burning my breakfast? What am I burning?
Not really. You're just burning calories in general,
In general.
regardless if you've ate
Yeah,
or not.
yeah,
It's really it's movement during that time is just helping you burn calories from your body in general.
okay,
Ganun
yeah.
siya.
What's a good way for us to remember that I have to keep on moving? Because I watched a series,
Mm.
and I think you've watched it also. Live to 100.
Okay.
So Live to 100 is a series on Netflix, which the guy who went around the world and studied blue zones, which are the most concentration of centenarians, which is people who live to 100, right? And all these people, the centenarians, are all healthy and active. Diba? They're very agile. They sit on the floor, and then they stand up, they walk, etc., etc. So is that something that we should remember to do on a daily basis,
Mhm.
given our lifestyle? Go ahead.
So, let me just define
Yeah.
movement first, or
Right.
the importance of it.
Yeah.
So movement, it's the engine of life. I mean, we were born to move. Naturally, our ancestors have already been moving a lot. Our hunter-gatherers ancestors.
Yeah.
So before they would hunt their food,
Correct.
and then hunt their food, hunt animals,
Yeah.
and then just keep on moving,
Yeah.
finding shelter, etc. So naturally, that's how we are born
Mm-hmm.
to do.
Correct.
Now, actually, with the modern times, we're actually living in a way against it. So most of one good example is, we wake up, we get stuck in traffic, sitting down for a prolonged time period, and then you go to the office, sitting down again.
Yeah.
So having this sedentary lifestyle, which is highly against our own capacity,
Correct.
I guess. So
Yeah.
so one thing that, if you are to, let's say, try to remember, I guess, is how can you incorporate movement in your lifestyle as much as possible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be exercising. It doesn't have to be working out. Doesn't have to be lifting weights. But in any form, how can you move more?
Yes.
Or especially movement that you truly enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? So for example, let's say people who are working in the office or at home,
Yeah.
and then just sitting down. How can you incorporate movement? Actually, as simple as tapping the floor. So this
While
is one.
So
That's one example. So
okay.
this is already burning calories. So if I'm
Okay.
sitting down and then I just start tapping,
Uh-oh.
this is helping me burn calories.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So tapping, fidgeting.
And it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be strong tapping.
Doesn't have to be strong. Fidgeting is example. Anything that you do is actually really important. The more movement, the better. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be working out.
Now, I used to think that tapping was people just have ano ba yan? Yeah, bad mannerism, kuyakoy, di ba yung gano'n, yung mga ganon-ganon, di ba? Parang, for me, it's it's,
Bad habit.
it's a bad habit, right?
Right. I mean, that's just one example.
Yeah.
But if you'd like,
But that you're saying it has to be intentional. I'm really tapping because I need movement.
Right.
Iba
yeah.
naman yung kuya ko eh.
Yeah, iba naman yun. They have something wrong.
Bad habit talaga. Masama lang talaga yung mga taong yun.
Yeah.
Joke lang guys. Okay.
So yun, again, how can you think of movement
Yes.
in any way that you can?
Oo.
As simple as standing, for example. If I stand here, I would be burning more calories than just sitting down.
Okay.
So those are just some good examples. How
Right.
can you incorporate small movements every day?
Yeah.
Yan.
And if you go to office naman, so kasi, di ba now it's hybrid, right? Sometimes you work at home, sometimes you work in the office, or you go to office. So when you go to office,
Right.
those that commute really have a walk, right?
Right,
I mean,
yes.
they get to walk. So wala problema doon. But if, let's say, for example, you take a car, or,
Right.
yeah, or you hitch a ride with someone, yung nagka-carpool ka, di ba? That means what?
Okay. For people driving, for example, going to the office, they can just probably park farther
Yeah.
and then just walk more.
Yeah.
For someone who's doing carpool, they can ask the driver to or their friend to pick them somewhere farther. That way, they can just include movement.
Yeah.
So those are already good.
And is there a prescribed? I know that there's this thing going around about 10,000 steps, etc., etc. But in terms of time for movement,
Right.
is it? Oh, you have to be moving X number of minutes a day. Is there something like that? Or-
So there's actually American guidelines for
Okay.
that.
Nice.
Normally they say it's basically 30 minutes every day.
yeah,
Or like probably 300 minutes, something in that range. But then again, as I mentioned in the previous episode, we're all different, we're all unique.
Yeah.
We don't have that time.
Mhm.
But instead, it really now depends on how much time you can allocate for yourself
right,
when it comes to walking.
right.
So for example, let's say the prescribed idea of walking is 10,000 steps.
yeah,
Just for example, right? But in your unique specific lifestyle, maybe you're only getting 2,000.
okay, yes,
So just imagine the difficulty or the challenge of walking from 2,000 to reaching 10,000. That
Right.
would probably take a toll on you. I mean, in terms of your lifestyle, in your time. So instead, look at it as how can you move just a little bit more from what you're doing right now,
yeah,
and that's okay.
right.
Right.
Okay. So movement, it's very interesting. And in that show, Live to 100, I remember there was a case there where the man was diagnosed with cancer, and then he said, "I'm going to go back home." Diba? To Sardinia, I think that was the. I'm gonna go back home to Sardinia, and basically die there because his cancer was more advanced. Right?
Right.
But when he went back to his hometown, he lived longer because he started eating properly. I mean, diba, they prepare their food, slow food. Diba?
Right.
Slow food is compared to fast food. Slow food is you take time to prepare it, etc.
Yep.
And then the path where they walk is incline.
Right.
Di ba? Maraming mga incline, maraming mga steps going up and down. If you watched Equalizer 3, I guess that's how it looks, right? Yung mga ganong klaseng ano. So, it can actually, movement, of course, coupled with all other things, right? But movement can actually help reverse certain...
Honestly, I would say everything. Everything, any disease that you have, for example. So, I don't know if you noticed, but for example, if someone goes to the hospital and then, let's say they're obese, for example, or
Yeah.
they're diabetic, blood pressure, etc., number one advice that doctors would normally say is, kailangan papayat,
Yes.
or you have to lose weight.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
So as simple as just taking more movement already
Yeah.
helps you improve
Right.
that
Right.
illness that you have.
Yeah, yeah.
So yun.
So, moving more is burning more calories. That's what it's
Yeah.
doing.
Yes.
And that's the key. It's
Right.
not cutting down on carbs. It's not this and that. It's really burning the calories.
So movement actually not only just helps you burn calories, but it's also in a way making your muscles stronger. Parang it's challenging your nervous system,
Yeah.
your muscles, making it stronger.
Yeah.
So basically improving your overall well-being.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nutrition still plays a huge part, a huge role. Actually, what we say nga is in the gym, or your overall lifestyle talaga. 80% nutrition,
Okay.
20% is just exercise. So the nutrition still plays a huge part. But
Yeah.
the good combination is what makes the difference.
Right. So makikita natin doon, no? With your numbers naman, mas malaki talaga yung part ng nutrition.
Right.
Di
Yes.
ba?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi you make your food your medicine, di ba?
Right.
Otherwise, you'll make your medicine your food.
Yes.
Di ba?
Exactly. Yeah.
Later on, ganun ang mangyayari doon, di ba?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. So describe to me for you as a nutrition and fitness coach now. Describe to me how your day goes.
Normal day.
Your normal day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I usually
Okay,
wake
so
up.
before he describes, guys, this is a coach. So he is the product of the product, di ba? So he lives this, no? So and sabi nga nila, di ba, you lead more by what you do rather than what you say. So he's going to explain to us his daily routine. It doesn't have to be ours,
Right.
but what can we learn from that? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So again, doesn't have to be yours. There's a different ways on how to
Yeah.
go about this.
Yeah.
I'll just share my own.
Yeah.
But again, this is not the way or the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
So normally I wake up around 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I have breakfast. So I usually do a workout around 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually like having breakfast. So that could be anything. Could be oatmeal,
Yeah.
cereals, bread, omelette, anything. I'm not thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
So I just eat it and then work out by 7:30. And then normally my workouts last around 1 hour and a half. So I would be done around 9 o'clock, for example.
Yeah.
And then after 9, and then I eat again. So I
Oh,
eat
you
again
eat
after,
again.
yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm doing this is just to help promote my recovery. Since I'm highly active,
Okay.
so I need more calories than maybe a normal person who will
Right.
be sedentary, for example.
So food pala helps in the recovery.
Oh, definitely, yes. 100%.
Okay, kasi oftentimes, 'di ba, pag sinabi, mag-badminton tayo. Yung iba kasi kain after, yung iba naman, hindi, sayang naman yung nilaro ko. Sayang naman yung inano ko, 'di ba? So it helps in the recovery.
Yes, it does. Super, 100%. It's
my
called recovery nutrition.
Recovery nutrition.
Yes.
Okay, kasi yung recovery food naman, paglasing ka.
Iba na yan.
Iba recovery yun. Iba
Right.
recovery yun. Sponsor! Okay. Di ba? May ganun di ba? Yung parang sarap kumain pagkatapos uminom Di ba?
Yeah.
Pero ito, recovery nutrition. Okay, so what do you eat after working out?
Again, so could be anything again. But most of the time, I just have omelette and bread. That's it. Because
Okay.
that's the most accessible for me.
Yeah.
That's what I like eating.
Okay.
Just omelette and bread. That's it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
So, but it's almost like the same as your breakfast.
Sometimes, so depends. Normally, if I have if I have omelette pre-workout, sometimes I'm still full. So I just have something light after.
Okay.
Like a bread.
Right,
Peanut butter
right.
sandwich.
Right.
But if binaliktad ko yun, kasi I only had bread, I have omelette. Kasi
Yeah.
nagugutom na ako.
Oh.
Parang it really depends.
Right.
So,
Guys, notes take notes. Okay? But
Ay-
don't do it pag hindi kayo nagwo-workout. Baka sabi ni coach, kain, tapos kain ulit Kaya may workout sa gitna. Okay.
Ideally, this is very complex, but I'll try
Yeah.
to pack it in the most,
Yes.
or
In the most practical way.
in the most
Yeah,
practical way,
yeah,
and
okay.
the best way I can.
Yes, yes.
Ideally, the best time to eat is right after working out.
All right.
Because
There.
that's when the body is smart enough
Yes.
to allocate the calories to recovering muscles.
Nice. Galing.
Ganun.
Mautak ang katawan natin.
Mautak, very smart.
Very
Matalino
smart,
talaga.
no?
Yeah.
Minsan yung tao lang talaga hindi smart no? Pero yung katawan mismo, matalino yung katawan Minsan
Yeah.
yung tao lang talaga Parang,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
Kasi when you work out, syempre
Yes.
you lose energy, you lose
Right.
sugar,
Right,
and then you'd like to replace that.
right.
That way, you'll be able to recover well and then kick ass again tomorrow and then play better.
Wow.
Parang ganun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you eat whatever, whether it's heavy at the start, workout, then light, or light, workout, then a little bit heavy.
Yep, depends.
Okay. And then after that, you go about your day.
Go about
Right.
my day, that would be around lunchtime.
Yeah.
So at lunch, I would eat again. Normal
So
lang.
wala kang trabaho in between.
I work pa rin. I work pa rin.
Okay na. Okay na, coach to. Kain, workout lang.
So yeah, sorry. If I have coaching clients or
Yeah.
I'm managing my cafe, so I'm just there.
Yes,
Yeah,
he manages
so,
a cafe.
Yeah, so I manage a
Oh,
cafe in Mandaluyong.
Yes,
So I manage a cafe, or if I have coaching calls, I do it.
Right,
And then
right.
by lunchtime, I eat again.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have baon, pre-packed meals.
Yes.
So I try my best to prioritize home cooked meals.
Right.
But I try lang. Sometimes I still eat out.
Then after lunch,
I
your
have coffee.
coffee.
That's it.
Oh.
One black coffee.
What does coffee do? That's interesting kasi maraming mga viewers natin mahilig sa kape. What does coffee really do for the body? Kasi maraming nagsasabi, masama yung kape or it causes acidity.
Right.
Others say, no, there's antioxidant, whatever, di ba? So what does coffee really do? As an owner of a coffee bar,
Right.
what is the benefit ba of coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits for drinking coffee.
Yeah, most especially if you buy it from
YDG coffee.
Yan. Where at
In Shaw Boulevard, Mandaluyong City.
Yun. Okay. Okay, go.
So, yun nga. So, as mentioned in the previous episode, diba, it's during the afternoon when we feel sluggish, when we
Yeah.
feel sleepy because
Right.
of our sleep-wake rhythm. And then coffee helps us to be awake. So,
Okay.
what coffee does primarily talaga is it blocks this chemical that builds up in your body called adenosine. Adenosine.
Okay.
So, adenosine is a chemical compound that makes you sleepy, basically.
Okay. So when you drink coffee, is that a shot of espresso, americano, or
Could be
regular?
anything. Yeah,
Brewed
could be
kahit
anything.
regular
brewed coffee,
lang?
cold brew, any
Oo.
caffeine that you like.
Okay.
That's
Pero
fine.
kailangan black.
Di naman. Ikaw. Black would be healthier.
Yeah.
But yeah, milk would have more calories, so it really depends.
Yeah.
But either way, both have calories. Both have caffeine.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yes.
Okay. So you drink coffee after lunch and then you're back to coaching.
Coaching na ulit for the whole afternoon. That's my time na for coaching.
I
guys.
see.
Up until at night.
Oh.
Before dinner and after dinner, if meron.
So, but you don't work out anymore in
I
the
don't na.
evening.
So, in
That's
the
your-
morning. Yes.
You're winding down already.
Right, yes.
Oh, and then your dinner is light.
So, my dinner is still a reasonable... So, I usually don't okay, dinner should be light.
Yeah.
Good, because in me, uniquely, personally, I am not trying to lose weight. I'm
Yeah.
actually trying to eat more
Yeah.
to help me recover, replenish whatever I'm losing. So, I just eat what I can. I mean, I just eat mindfully.
Yes.
I still eat slowly. And then, whatever's prepared at home, I eat that.
Right.
And then, so that's after dinner, I just watch Netflix. But I have a time that by 9:30, it should be turned off.
Oh,
By 9:30. So,
okay.
because 9:30 to 10:30 is my winding down. So, I have a bedtime routine to wind down. So that
Yeah.
by 10:30, I'm already falling asleep.
How about if you have parties? I mean, of course, your clients at some point will invite you to dinners or to maybe to their corporate parties. Oh, this is my coach. Da, 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 da.
Actually,
How do you deal with that?
honestly, wala pa naman.
Oh, okay.
The most parties would be just for socials na lang.
Yeah.
And I would attend sometimes,
Yeah.
but not every week. I would attend sometimes. Depends.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, one Friday night, I would.
Yeah.
But I try my best not to stay up too late.
Okay.
So yun.
Yeah.
I still go for the social,
Right.
for my relational health.
Right.
But I would lose a bit of sleep. But in return naman, I'm also thriving in that aspect, which is my relational and social health.
Correct. Correct. So the trade-off is really not a trade-off, right? Because you're benefiting
Yeah.
because of the social aspect of
Right.
things. Galing. Nice. These are very practical tips, guys, on sometimes kasi pag sinabi mong health, fitness coach, nutrition coach, ang daming bawal. Di ba? Yung ganun
Right.
Yung almost that's the thing that I'm a coach myself, but I'm a leadership coach, right? So, the conversations in the minds of the coaches, sa kanila parang, naku, ito na. Binabayaran ko si coach para sabihin sa akin kung ano yung bawal, ano yung di pwede. But it's nice to know that it's really more being mindful. I
Right.
guess that's the key word,
mindful.
no? Being mindful of your overall health and wellness. Wow, 2 segments and we're just scratching the surface. Ang sarap ng kwentuhan namin ni Coach Sid. So I'd like to give this time to Sid to if you want to get in touch with him, if you want to promote anything, go ahead, Sid.
So yes, I practice my own nutrition coaching program called No Best Diet. You can visit it through my website through www.nobestdiet.com. You can also follow me on Instagram for my personal IG account. That's Sid Kabatingan, SIDCBTNGN, and for my coaching program at No Best Diet. So yeah, there.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Maraming salamat for tuning in again. We know that we're gonna have so much more conversation. So always stay tuned to Conversations with RD Abelio. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, hit the bell button, belly button. Hit the belly button. Do everything to stay tuned to this channel because we're gonna have more conversations where we're gonna have fun, we're gonna learn, and we're gonna get to know more about how to keep yourself centered through the Conversations with RD Abelio. We'll see you all next time.
Bye. Thank you so much.